Shalom. Call hello Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakal Kadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. Coming back at you with another lesson and what I call, you know, judgments, and more judgments. You know, I'm gonna start getting into these things. I had stopped for a little while, but last week I did one, and this week Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah rolling out more judgments, so I'm gonna report it through the spirit. So this is basically coming out of New York City, where I reside at the moment, just to show you, what's going on in this city. And pretty much if you go to any other news station in any other city in America, it's basically the same thing going on. But we're going to jump right into it. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah willing, the elect be edified. Shalom.
City. Here are some of the crimes from across the 5 boroughs. We begin this week in Brooklyn, where a secret tunnel found beneath a synagogue in Crown Heights leads to an all-out brawl.
Well, now to an update on that illegal tunnel that was found below a Brooklyn synagogue.
The city has issued vacate order for multiple buildings, citing safety concerns.
All right, Fox 5's Antoine Lewis takes a closer look at the damage and how the city is responding.
The Department of Buildings has now posted a vacate order just days after a series of tunnels were discovered under several buildings adjoining to the sacred site for the Chabad Lubavitch Orthodox Jewish sect. Rabbi Mati Seligson says it has been a stressful week.
Whether it was to gain access or expand the footprint of the synagogue, it was dangerous.
This video was posted on Instagram by crownheights.info. Authorities say a group of Jewish men with a long simmering disagreement dug the tunnels in an effort to break into the synagogue. Police took several men into custody. Synagogue officials would not get into the origins of the disagreement.
Young agitators disrupted those repairs.
And that's the prophecy of Satan casting out Satan, there being division. And in the nation of Edom, you see the division, man. You got the small hats can't even get along with each other no more, man. They blocking some of them from coming in the synagogue to worship and, whatever. Salakia. But you see that great division. This is showing you America is divided as well. So, they want to shoot the narrative out of it, being their way into the synagogue. I don't buy it. It's something more sinister and more demonic as to why they had those tunnels there. But this is the biggest liar on the planet. So you really can't believe anything that comes out of his mouth or anyone that is of his nation, which is the nation of Edom. So-called white man is the Edomites. Let's continue.
Essentially desecrated the synagogue and destroyed the wall of the synagogue.
Repairs being done to the synagogue were temporarily halted after the tunnels were discovered this week. By Thursday afternoon, crews had resumed their repair work. The NYPD stood patrol on the outside of the buildings involved, as well as blocked off the sidewalk to allow the workers to continue with no outside interference, in particular from any of the accused tunnel diggers or their friends. Which for Rabbi Seligson is tough to comprehend. He says, given the amount of hate facing the Jewish community at large, to have to accept vandalism coming from within.
And that's what they do. They love to play the victim. When these people have been the most violent, have been the most, evil, have brought the most hell upon, everybody else in the world, chiefly the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, who they claim that they are. It's easy to throw a rock, and then when the hell come on you, you play the victim. These people have been playing the victim for the long. Now they want to use the SIM card, and everybody's coming after them. But hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushua said that would happen. Let's get Obadiah real quick. This is Obadiah verse 2. It says, I'm going to start at 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle, man. Right? So everybody's rising up against these small hats in battle, right? Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Right? Everybody despises, these 1948ers, man. Everybody despises them, man. But they have despised the Israelites, the true Jews and Israelites, according to the Bible, man, which they are not. And that's just the truth. But this is what it is. The chickens are coming home to roost, man.
Within his own community is disheartening.
It's immensely painful to all of us in the community. It's immensely painful to the Jewish people worldwide, and it's immensely painful to society. This is one of the most recognizable Jewish buildings in the world. And for this to happen here really strikes deep in everyone's hearts.
Over on Randall's Island, a dispute at one of the city's migrant shelters ends in murder.
Migrants are raising safety concerns after a man was stabbed to death at the migrant shelter on Randall's Island.
Now, 2 other migrants were arrested in a separate incident. Fox 5's Stephanie Bertini has more on this.
A police presence outside the migrant shelter on Randall's Island isn't helping some feel safer after a fatal stabbing. When I returned, the first thing I heard, the comments they were saying was a murder, says this asylum seeker from Venezuela who has been staying here for about a month. ¿Tú tienes miedo?
Todos los días.
I asked if she's afraid. She responded every day because here it's not safe. The NYPD responded to a 911 call just after 7:30 Saturday evening. Police say a man in his 20s was stabbed in the chest. He was taken to a hospital where he died. A male suspect is in police custody. Investigators say it started with a dispute inside the cafeteria at the shelter. According to officials, over 68,300 asylum seekers are in New York City shelters. The numbers evidence of New York City's ongoing migrant crisis. Shelters have been operating at capacity, so much so.
And you can only, you can only think about what type of conditions is in those shelters, man. You got thousands of people in the shelter, and you basically got to watch over your back and sleep with one eye open because you don't know what's gonna happen. They're gonna steal your stuff. They're gonna try to grape you if you're a woman, or if you're a man. Who knows? But it's pretty much hellish conditions in these shelters, man. So you have a lot of people sleeping out in the street and train station, whatever, man. It's real bad. But these so-called migrants, which a lot of them are people, they came over here under a false pretense that they would have a safe, and prosperous life, which that's not the case. Once they got over here, they realized that it was all a lie, man. Let's continue.
City-imposed limits remain on shelter stays. 30 days for singles, and 60 days for families. The former St. Bridget's School on the Lower East Side now functions as a shelter reentry facility. This is where migrants go to be assigned to a new shelter once their stay is up. Police were called after an altercation this weekend. It all started, according to witnesses, with someone cutting the line. They don't respect the line. They don't want to wait in the line, so that's why the problem, he said. The NYPD says it led to 2 officers sustaining minor injuries and 2 migrants getting arrested. They are now facing a string of charges, including resisting arrest. Mayor Adams recently commented about migrants committing crimes in the city.
You place a person in an environment where they can't work, can't provide for themselves. They have to just sit around all day. That's not a good scenario.
The overwhelming majority of migrants in our care came to our city in search of a better life and the American dream. The small number of those disrupting that journey for the rest of the migrants in our care by acting violently will face enforcement to the fullest extent of the law. According to officials, more than 160,000 migrants have come to New York City since last spring. As the surge continues with no end in sight, the question is, will these incidents be on the rise?
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not.
Next, officials sounding the alarm on Staten Island as fentanyl overdoses in the borough soar.
A plea tonight from one of New York City's top prosecutors, a plea he says he's making to save lives.
We are in the throes of a 5-alarm raging fire here when it comes to the fentanyl opioid epidemic.
Richmond County District Attorney Michael McMahon is among the lawmakers calling on Governor Hochul to declare a state of emergency to tackle the alarming number of fatal fentanyl overdoses. This after a report from the Staten Island Fentanyl Task Force revealed there were 155 fatal doses in the borough in 2023.
And you know, most of those people that's on, you know, this drug is so-called white people, man. You see, when the crack epidemic hit, you know, this country, no one said a word because it was so-called Negroes and Latinos that were dying from it at an alarming rate. Nobody gave a damn. You know, when you stuffed all types of drugs and guns in the neighborhood so that way our people could kill each other, no one lifted up a voice or no one cried out to fix those changes, right? So now it's happening to your people because over there in Staten Island, you got a lot of Italians, so-called Italians over there. You know, you got a lot of Edomites over there. They're the ones that are, you know, of that 155 fatalities, you know, and there's many more. But now it's an outcry. Now it's a national, you know, problem, right? Now we got to do something about it. Now we got to get it off the streets. You know, you see what Yahweh Shem Yahushua does to our enemies, man. Let's get this. This is Proverbs chapter 26, verse 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, right? And he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. So whatever you put out to destroy the Israelites, it's going to backfire and it's going to hit your nation now, man. Right? That's just what it is, man. You seek to take out the Israelites, the chosen people, when Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to return your recompense upon your own head, man. Right? Let's get that. Let's get that. This is this is let's get this is Joel chapter 3:3. They have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Yeah, they cast lots, man. They set traps. They put things in order for us to destroy ourselves, right? It says, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will he render me a recompense? And if he recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon thine own head? So it's going to be the same for you so-called white people, man. Right? This is Amos 1 and 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and they cast off all pity, man. You think when the so-called Negroes and Latinos was dying at an alarming rate, you think this devil gave a damn? No, man. He pushed it out even more. He said, listen, man, we gotta kill them off. I want them all gone. Right? It says, and they cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever, man. This devil still hates you, man. He's still figuring out ways to oppress you, to put you to death. So now what's happening? 155 fatalities in Staten Island alone in 2023. Overdose deaths steadily rising. 830 victims since 2016, man. So now, hey, that stone is returning unto you, man. What you set out, how you set out to judge the children of Israel, now it's turning around and it's judging your people, man. And you got to deal with it. Let's go.
That number has been steadily rising since 2016, a total of 830 victims since that year.
While we are at this very meeting, 2 New York State residents will die. 30 people will overdose in 2 hours.
Authorities say that opioid fentanyl, often combined with other substances like cocaine and alcohol, account for more than 80% of overdoses on Staten Island and citywide. McMahon standing with doctors and healthcare providers this week, all of whom are in agreement of declaring a public health emergency. McMahon, along with Borough President Vito Fossella, have voiced their frustrations over the governor's response to the opioid epidemic, claiming her task force did not include community members, elected officials, or family members affected by drug abuse and overdose.
Fentanyl is 50 to 200 times stronger than morphine. Using it one time can lead to death.
We have not made the kind of investment in will, investment in resources, investment in political will to actually make a dent in what we've been doing.
At least 8 other states have already declared a state of emergency over the opioid crisis, including Florida, Maryland, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania. The district attorneys
and there's a lot of Edomites that's dealing with that, man. You know, you got some Jakes that's dealing with that too, but it's mainly so-called white people that's dealing with it. You know, because this is a plague of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and the curse is being put on our enemies and took it on for us, man.
He says the governor doesn't think his borough needs additional help.
Now we head to Queens, where police are looking for the suspect in a heinous assault in Elmhurst.
Police are looking for your help in trying to find a man wanted for a sex assault and robbery in Queens. Police say it happened about 12:30 Saturday morning. A man approached a woman. She's 45 years old. She was walking near Northern Boulevard and 110th Street. The man pulled out a knife on the woman, dragged her into an alley where he robbed her of her jewelry and headphones before sexually assaulting her. The man was last seen running southbound on 109th Street. Do you have any information who this guy is? If you do, please call Crime Stoppers.
And that's going to be the reality for a lot of you proud, feminists. I can do it all by myself, independent ass women, man. You're going to have creeps out here like that, man. Those that believe you don't need a man. Watch when this society collapses. And you can't call Crime Stoppers, man. When the 1-800 number ain't going to pop up on the screen for you to call. When nobody's going to come to your rescue, man. We're going to see what that's going to see. America has blinded and has fucked up you women's minds, man, into thinking that you all good. You safe. You about to find out the hard way, man. You better, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women, you better get in order, man. If you don't get in order, the Lord is going to do something real special for you. And it ain't going to be to your benefit. Trust me.
And finally, back in Brooklyn, the search is on for the man behind an act of hate in the subway.
Police also need your help capturing the man they say defaced a subway pillar with anti-LGBTQ statement. Now, this happened at the Grand Army Plaza station on December 19th. That suspect then boarded a Brooklyn-bound 2 train and exited at Church Avenue. If you have any information, you know what to do. Do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers.
And that community, hey, it's due for judgment too, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua ain't dealing with the Rainbow Coalition, man. Right? He made a woman for a man. That's it. Right? Let's get this and we're going to shut it down. This is Isaiah chapter 3. Isaiah chapter 3 and 9. It says, the shoe of their countenance doth witness against them. Yeah, because now, hey, they letting it all be out in the open, man. They're not ashamed of it no more. They come out all types of day. They holding hands, they kissing in front of children, trying to confuse them. The Lord is tired of it, man. It says, the shoe of their countenance don't witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Yeah, they don't hide it, man. And now it's become so, evident that you can see it from a mile away, man. Right? It says, woe unto their souls, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves, man. That's all that these people are gonna get, man. These sodomites, that's what you're gonna get. Lesbians, that's what you're gonna get, man. You have rewarded evil unto yourself. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. You don't have to believe what any brother is saying. But hey, the words of the Lord is going to reign supreme. And everything he says is going to come to pass, man. And you may get proud and be like, well, when it happens, it happens. You don't want the Lord to judge you, man. Right? For something that's abominable. The Lord will take everything from you. Right? The Lord can judge you in heinous wrath, man. The Lord can do some very, 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 crazy things to you. So if you don't want that, hey, change your ways. I'm talking to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women, man, and men. Change your ways that you may be able to escape the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Hey, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. To the next lesson, Israel. Shalom.